Hey, what up, everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is EverQuest Project 1999. And today we're on the green server on the level 6 currently wizard, but about to ding 7. I'm just replaying the ding. Why not? I like to hear the ding noise. Hopefully it comes through on YouTube and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, this is where we left off last time with this fight right here, where I dinged a 7. So I want to show y'all the rest of this Blackburrow session. It is a little dark in here. I'm a human. I got it turned up a bit, but hopefully it's not too bad. Just ding 7 there. Um, in the last video, we showed the rest of exploring Kanos Hills, kind of fighting gnolls outside of Blackburrow a bit, soloing with this wizard. And then we, got with Trey on his necromancer and headed into Blackburrow. Worked our way down to this spot right here, and I've been trying to learn how to pull this spot. The first little bridge you see as you go down into Blackburrow seems like a pretty good spot up until probably level, I don't know, 9 or so, maybe. It's probably good after that. I mean, just gnolls are good. You get gnoll fangs. No matter, you should kill every gnoll you see, basically. But yeah, learning how to play this wizard. We will have a couple more wizard videos before we get back to anything else. I recorded another session after this, and it's the easiest thing lately to be doing. Jump on the game, just get on the wizard real quick, record some of the low-level wizard, and holidays, all that business. I haven't been able to put out a video on Sunday recently. I'm gonna try to get back to it though. I don't know what I'm doing with that, but every freaking Wednesday, like always. I've been doing Wednesday and Thursday lately. Subscribe. I'm trying to get to 8.5 by the end of the year. It's currently December 17th, and we have like 14 days left. 2 weeks. I think we need a subscriber a day or every other day, something like that. So you guys are the ones that can do it. Like I always say, my Gems of War subscribers are at their ceiling. If I gain one, I lose one. I gain one, I lose one with that. But you guys are the ones that are making it creep a little higher every month. So would appreciate it if some of y'all could hit that button. Hit that button. Let go of the button. Put down the pimp juice, do a burnout. Let go of that button. Come on, hit it. Finger the thumb. Let's go. While you're subscribing, finger the thumb as well. Leave a comment. Tell me how to play a wizard. I don't know. But yeah, last time, Kanos Hills, getting into Blackburrow, trying to learn this camp here. Wizard Necro duo. Mostly pulling because, Trey wasn't super comfortable pulling down here. Kind of just blasting with Shock of Fire or my newer... Well, actually, I'm level 7, so I don't have my new fire spell yet. But, made a boneheaded mistake, too. I bought level 12 spells. What? I feel like, did we already do this? There's no way we already did this. Like, I just told y'all about that. I'm like, how did I tell you about the boneheaded buying of the spells? It's because I haven't technically done it yet as you're watching this. But I did buy I did get level 8, I did buy my spell. I did try to buy my spells, ended up buying two level 12 spells by accident. And then only was able to afford one of the level 8 spells, which I just got my best direct damage. I think the next one I'm going to save up for is like the lesser shielding. I think that might help the most out of the other ones that I could buy. But yeah, how do you play this wizard, y'all? Like, if I'm going to solo, what would you do? And then in this duo, what would you do? So I feel like soloing right now, I'm going to have to, like, root. I have to, like, shoot my biggest direct damage from max distance, then root, and then get to max distance, shoot my biggest direct damage, and then root, and just do that, rinse and repeat, maybe until they get pretty low, and then maybe dagger them up after that. Sometimes when I say stab, it sounds like dab, like I say I'm stabbing them up, but it sounds like I'm saying I'm dabbing them up. I'm dabbing them up. But yeah, and where the heck is, like in Blackburrow, this is mostly what I remember is this area. I do remember fighting snakes at some point, and I'm wondering, are the snakes to the right through that door where Weenie and Dill was casting wood on us? Weenie and Dill was casting wood on me. She was running towards that door at the very end of the last video. I think it's through that door, right? You might have to, like, fight some gnoll, like, one more batch of gnolls before you get to the snakes, right? And then there's snakes. Are the snakes social? Are they better loot than the gnolls? Obviously, the gnolls drop the gnoll fangs, so that's always going to be really good. Do I got this in 2x speed or something? Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. We started in 2x speed. We do have an hour and a half of footage here, and I only have about an hour to get through it, so every time I sit and meditate, I'll try to speed it up so we don't have to look at me just sitting there in my bare bones cloth with my dagger. Eventually, I switch to a worn greatstaff, and then I get a cracked staff. So I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. I was thinking maybe to go get at least some jewelry for this guy. Like maybe get on my Necro, bring him about 100 plat and just some jewelry. You know what I mean? Like some HP mana jewelry, I guess. Probably be the best way to go, huh? Just like some fingers and ears and whatnot. Just the HP mana ones. Maybe. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? I've been reading a little bit more about the wizard on the forums. That's usually what I do when I change. I'm not changing classes. When I try a new class, I try to go to the forums and like look up people just talking about the class, and a lot of talk with the wizard was about raid. Like hey, if you're gonna raid, like it's gonna be really boring. You just teleport people and then do nothing. Which I don't really mind. I'm more, I wonder what would be the class that would be the easiest to get into raiding on, where you just pretty much sit there and watch, and you can't do anything wrong. Because people ask me all the time, are you going to raid? Are you ever going to raid? How come you never raid? Etc. Well, I don't. First of all, I never really raided on EverQuest. I think I did just a very little amount. On my warrior back in the day, I saw the plane of hate, I think. I was in there in the plane of hate on my warrior, just really at the entrance. I don't know if that's where you pull to anyway or whatever, but I remember doing that. And then I remember the plane of sky going in there like once and barely making it anywhere. So yeah, I've just been like dipped my toe into a couple of the planes, and I think I fought a couple of dragons maybe, but most of my raiding was done on WoW, pretty much. I think on EverQuest Online Adventures I did like a little bit, but that's the game I remember barely anything about. I just know I was at Shadow Knight. I remember like a dreadnought or something, and them were the days, though. That was when I was having the most fun in my life. You got a girlfriend, you're going to her house, you're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, driving at a cool car, and them were the days, so I don't remember much from then. But yeah, wizard, I'm thinking, yeah, and they always talk about like raiding is like with the wizard, you just kind of teleport people, and then what do you do from there? Damage shield or something? I don't know. I think mage probably has better. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing as far as raiding goes. What would be? That's what I just. What would be the easiest raid? The easiest like first raid, and what would be the easiest class to go to that easiest first raid? I want to really just kind of ease my way into it if I'm gonna do it. Is necromancer not that bad? What am I doing as my necro? Would I be feeding people mana? or HP or something, just like feeding clerics mana. Is that all the necros do? That probably wouldn't be too bad, right? I hear that mages are pretty easy, but I'd have to get it. I'd have to level a whole mage, which some of y'all want me to do actually, but mod rods is what I hear. With mage, maybe call the heroes and mod rods. I'm not trying to like get in there and be like messing stuff up or dying or doing the wrong thing. I really just want to go into a raid and be like the cameraman, getting footage for my YouTube channel at first until I learn how everything goes, and then I can jump in to the deep end a little bit later. But that's what's cool about this game. I don't have to raid. It's always there for me. I mean, at least on the green server, it should be there for me eventually. You know what I mean? Like, so it's always there. It's always something I can do one day. That's why I'm not trying to like rush things, and so I want to be able to play this game for a long time. So, got my necromancer to 60. Almost got the shaman to 54. Got the shadow knight to 56. Kind of just working on trying to get best in slot for those things, and then maybe go raiding to get even better stuff, and then maybe do solo artist challenges after that. You know how many things you can. I can't believe people talking about how they go to different servers or whatever because they did everything on P99. Like, how can you? I don't know how you can do everything on here unless you're playing 5 hours a day every day. Which for me, I probably play 5 hours a week, so that's probably why. And most of it y'all see on videos. But I occasionally here and there am dad camping something or whatever. But I don't know. I'm thinking about playing this wizard, but not overdoing it. Maybe just in our duo sessions. Trying to get back to 3 videos a week. That way, maybe we can do 1 wizard, 1 shadow knight, 1 necro or something like that. Or 2 wizards and a shadow knight or something like that. But yeah, I think with the wizard, and then they talk about flux staff, I guess, which I don't know how to get that or whatever. I'm really not a guild dude that's going to be asking my guild for help to get things at the moment. I kind of prefer just leveling a character, trying to get best in slot, trying to farm plant. Like best in slot as in like classic best in slot or Kunark best in slot. I don't need pre-raid Valius best in slot or raid best in slot. I'm just looking for like stuff you can buy in the tunnel or stuff you can get via soloing or duoing. Just the best stuff I can get just through doing those things. Soloing with a necro, duoing, maybe soloing with an enchanter or a shaman. See, I have all the best solo classes, at least somewhat leveled, so I could do some things. I could camp some stuff. I could try some solo artist challenges eventually and whatnot. I got a shaman, I got an enchanter, and I got a necro. Like, what else would be better than those 3? Those are like the 3 best solos. So, and that's pretty much why I played those. And I could get back to the shaman. I would just have to gear it back up because I stole all of its gear for my shadow knight and my enchanter and stuff. But like my necro needs better gear still. But mostly here pulling, stabbing them up and dabbing them up and blasting them here and there. But I don't know, y'all. Like, what would be? That's like always my question about raiding is like, what would be the easiest first raid? And then what would be the easiest one of maybe my classes to go? I'm not going to make like a freaking mage and level it to 60 just to go raiding. If you want to see it happen sooner, maybe mention out of the ones that I'm playing, Necro, Shaman, Enchanter, Shadow Knight. Which one would be the easiest? Just so I can be the cameraman getting the footage. I bet Shadow Knight's probably off the table. That's probably too active, too crazy. So I'm thinking either Enchanter's probably crazy. Probably gonna have to be the Necro, which would be the best because I'm 60 already. And I guess I couldn't do certain things being 60, but I could do a lot of things. Might be the Necro, just it's probably not as hard as I think. That's how I am, dude. Like, I'll be overthinking it, want to be over-prepared, but that's what also makes me play the game for so long and enjoy it for so long, because I'm not just rushing around trying to do everything as soon as possible. It doesn't really bother me. But I'm guessing Necro would be the answer. And then I don't know what the easiest raid is. Probably some sort of dragon somewhere, maybe. I don't know. Scrawny Knolls, let's go. Blackburrow. So what the progression here with this wizard is, we're doing this little spot with the wizard right now. After this, we go... A lot of stuff happens in this video, by the way. A couple of deaths. So that's probably going to be part of the title, is me dying. Actually, I think we both die, and then death happens again. Just heard a loud noise. It was weird. But, definitely some crazy situations in this video right here. It's like you get multiples, and, sometimes, man, this wizard is, like, so paper thin that you can just die off a almost regular pool. But is that where it is, right there at that door? Is that where the snakes are, over there, where we were just looking at that door? And what's this way? What's that way? I mean, we're going to explore. That way is more like Gnoll commanders and elite Gnolls, right? This way? If I, like, go this way and go all the way up there, does it end up there? Is there a door up there? I don't know. I'm going to have to either... Maybe I'll have Trey scout ahead on his druid or something, just see where the snakes are. We need to go. I think we need to do the snakes pretty soon. In current time, I'm level 9. So after this, we did the Haunted Ruins, which was pretty good. I got footage of that. That was really smooth, like, good experience for me. Trey is playing at Nixar, which there's a 20 to 25% experience penalty, right? Something like that, and we've definitely noticed. Like, I'm leveling... I'll get my level, and then I'll get halfway through the next level before he dings. So, we're kind of noticing he's going to have to play... He's going to have to solo a little bit to keep up, probably. Because the human seems to level faster than anything I've played. And I know Ixar is probably the biggest penalty. But, you know, Ixar Necro is a really good choice, so... It'll be worth it. The regen mixed with Lich. It's going to be sick. Extra AC and all that. Alright, so I try to root them on... If I get multiples, I try to root them. If I know I'm getting multiples, like, I will root to pull, and then that'll make it so the second one comes in, like, way later. But if I'm not sure and I'm, like, blasting, or if they're, like, way out there somewhere and I don't want to get a third, I'll just blast them, and then if 2 comes, I'll wait for them to get up here, and then I'll try to root one on the bridge there. It's been working pretty good. I thought I did pretty good pulling for I haven't been here in a long time. And I think when I was here, it was probably my erudite enchanter or something. I don't think my troll came way over here. Maybe it was my monk, actually. I had like a human monk, too. Might have been my monk. But kicking some butt, pet with weapons, necro, wizard. I'm pulling. 4 under this bridge. There's some stuff that way where I'm looking, especially on that walkway. There's at least 3 or 4 on that walkway, and then there's like 2, 3 more. And you got 4 under this bridge here. You got 2 in the corner to the left. You got 1 if you go, you know, across the bridge and left wall strats, and then there's plenty right here. Like, we had it all to ourselves pretty much, so it's pretty good. And then all the Null Fangs just got me. You'll see this session, like, I think I get about halfway through 7 at least. And then all the Null Fangs that I got, I go turn in, and it gets me a whole level, like, all the way, like, halfway through 8. And then in the next session, we do Haunted Ruins, and I get like halfway through 9. So every time we play, I'm getting like an entire level. And I'm trying to meditate here and there. Like if I'm low on health and mana, sometimes I'll blast them, bring them, let him take care of the rest. I feel like wizards should be sitting a lot anyway. And since I have to pull, like if I'm gonna pull with a really good direct damage, like my best direct damage, and then come back, let him get aggro, and then maybe sit sometimes, and then finish it off type of stuff. Is what I was doing. But let me know if you would play it any differently in this situation, or how this duo should really be going. I mean, I played a Necro, and normally, like at that level, I would normally at that level, I think I would just dot him up, let my pet hit him from behind. I would face tank him, and like life tap maybe, vampiric embrace, life tap. So stuff like that, usually. Like, you don't... As a Necro, you don't really start root rotting until a little bit later. You don't really start fear kiting until a little bit later. Your pet's pretty beefy for a low-level pet. And, like, you could just let your pet fight stuff and just dot it up, too. But I think at the really low levels, you kind of... You tank it. Your pet hits from behind while you dot them up. And then if you need to, you life tap type of thing. And then once you get into, like, late teens, early 20s, maybe you start fear kiting, root rotting type of stuff. I don't remember really. It's been so long. My first character was my Necro. There's a whole playlist though. If you guys are into, if you've never watched me before, or if you just don't know, I put each different class on its own playlist. Ooh, this might be tough. Look at me at 60%, 2 nulls. I couldn't get the root off. This is bad news bears. You still can't get the root off. I'm trying to gate. Still. Look at that. Like 2 hits and I'd be dead. Luckily, though, I get the root off. The pet doing an amazing job at getting aggro. I'm kind of just pooping my pants right now. Hoping I don't die. It's a very tough situation. I don't know how much mana he's got. He jumps in to help his pet, which was smart. Anytime your pet gets super low on a Necro, you gotta jump in there and save your pet. Because if the pet dies, and look at that, the pet died, the null's on me, I'm almost dead. Ooh, he somehow got it, dude. He saved my life right there. I didn't even realize. With that snare, he saved my life. I can't believe that it went off. I can't believe it got off of me. You see how low I was? That snare, like, holy cow. Dude, thank you so much, bro. I was dead. He's I said stab. I think he's got it, you know. I'm looking at his health. I'm looking at the null's health. Like, I'm going to be able to get another shot off here. Or root, hopefully. If I would sit down, I'm too scared to sit down, though. I'm afraid it's going to run over and kill me. So I kind of just have to stand there. If you didn't learn, like, you're watching me, you know, I'm just doing a little bit of direct damage, trying to help him finish this thing off. Oh, we got a pet out? I didn't even notice that either. I was too worried about, like, my health and whether I should sit or not. So trying to get a root. So he's getting pretty low, but the null's pretty low, you know. He's got that extra AC. Ooh, I still don't have enough mana. Trying to get a root, so in case he wants to back it off. Oh my gosh, then I fizzle. Or interrupt or something. Alright, just in time, I kind of saved his life back. See that? He saved my life, and then I saved his life. But he saved the group with that. For real. Like, if I would have died, he would have died. If he would have died, I would have died. Because his pet would have died too, and it would have ran over and beat the crap out of me. So we both kind of saved each other's lives, but he did it first, which saved the whole group, and then I did it to save the whole group. We both saved each other's lives there. So that was pretty sick. That was really good. Those feel good. Those type of fights feel good. Like, obviously I made a mistake or pulling those two at that health. Like, that was stupid of me, and I thought I was going to get the root off, you know, and crowd control, and we would be okay, and then he would get aggro, and then I would sit, and then I would stand and blast, and can't kill us, I say, but I'll eat my words later. I should have knocked on wood. I shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have said that. Pretty much the exact same situation happens later, and it doesn't go our way. So, but that was really cool. That felt really good. Okay, I'm going to have to speed it up here. I really got to get through this footage, so I need to quit blabbing and speed it up. We're going to have to sit here a while. I mean, we're low. Oh, is that what happened? The null path funny? And then, yeah, all kinds of bad stuff happened there. Yep. Yeah, it's going to be on video. Yep. So he gets to see that. That's been probably like 10 days ago at this point, so I don't know if he remembers or not, but that was a fun fight. It was very, very close to death. So I pulled something. I pulled a knoll, not expecting to get two. The knoll was solo. I'm pretty sure. You guys probably know more than me. I wasn't really paying attention. I was too busy talking until I started seeing like that's that fight. I better pay attention. But I was pulling a knoll, and I was pulling a knoll with like 60% health and like 60% mana, so that's already kind of like, if I get two, that's not a very good idea. But in my defense, I think I thought it was one. So I pulled the one knoll, and I think it just went a weird way. Like, instead of following me, it like went into the water and went a different way, and then so it got another one. It brought a friend because it pathed funny. It didn't go the way I thought it was going to go. You see I'm running along the edge of the bridge there when there's other ones up. I'm not going to be very careful with that 2x speed because I really got to get through this stuff. So if it stays on a little bit too long, it's no big deal. So I pull a knoll. It doesn't follow me. It paths funny. It gets a friend. And so I see this, though, I think, but not right away. But when I see it, I'm like, all right, I'm going to root it on the bridge like I always do. It's going to be fine. But it could have been like an even or a yellow. So the root just wasn't happening. They were beating the crap out of me with 60% HP. Both of them beating the crap out of me with 60% HP, interrupting me. I'm fizzling, they're interrupting, they're resisting, whatever's going on. I couldn't get the root off. So by the time I'm like giving up on the root, or I actually get it, whatever happened, I think I give up on it because I'm getting my butt beat in. And I have like 20% HP now. And I'm trying to back out. I think, and then I like hit gate, panic. I like panic gate, but I cancel it. And because he gets aggro off of one, he gets aggro of one of them. Right? I think Trey got aggro of one of them from beating me to death. And I get the other one rooted. So now neither one of them's on me, but I have 20% HP or less. So they're really probably wanting to kill me. And so I'm like super scared. I got less than 20% HP, which normally a knoll would just beat your face in until you're dead, like, and nothing can distract them from it. So one gets on me again somehow, and it's beating my face in, and I have like probably, I think I had 30 HP or something like that. I think I checked. So like 2-3 hits and I would have been dead for sure. And normally like an enemy will just keep beating your face in until you're dead if you're under 20%. But somehow Trey, while fighting the other one, had the presence of mind to snare the one that was beating my face in, which snap aggroed to him somehow. When I had like 30 HP, somehow that snap aggroed to him. That was so clutch. So now he's got both of them beating on him and his pet. I'm trying to just not, I'm just standing there like trying not to move a muscle so they don't come get me. But also like kind of taking stock of the situation. And then his pet dies. So I think he's got two beating his face in. And he's got like 60% HP. And then so we finish one of them off, right? and then it's a real close fight between him and the other one, and he gets his pet off, which is great. But then it's still on him, still beating his face, and the pet is not getting aggro because it's a new pet, and Trey's low on health. So the way that I save him is I root it after trying multiple times. Like I had no mana. And I was afraid to sit because I had less than 20% HP, like probably less than 10% HP, to be honest. And so I was kind of like waiting until I was sure that I wasn't going to get aggro, and then I was kind of sitting, trying to get a tick so I could throw a root. I would stand, try to root. I didn't have enough mana. Sit back down. Stand, try to do a root, fizzle or something. Sit back down. And he's getting beat. He's on like 10% health. I finally get the root off. He backs out. His pet takes the aggro, and we finish it off. Like, that was clutch. 2 times. We had to get lucky twice. But you know, in this game, you normally don't get lucky twice in a row on that type of stuff. We were both at like less than 20 for sure, but we were both at probably 15% HP getting beat on with no like relief in sight. And both escaped. So that was clutch. That was good duo action right there. Alright, got a regular null. I don't know what sometimes they would con like this is I'm level 7 here. So sometimes they were still yellow, sometimes they were still white, sometimes they were blue, sometimes there was greens. That's the crazy thing about Blackburrow. You can walk into Blackburrow, see a green here, a green there, and then the further you get in, you can see, oh no, what is going on? I got my face beat in again. We got 2 nulls again. This time I was able to root them, and I think we were finishing that first one off as the second one came in. I keep getting low on health. I gotta do something about that. I need to get some HP rings, HP mana rings or something. I gotta get something better than cloth armor, I guess, eventually. I'm gonna try to, like, slowly kit them out. I'm not really worried about it too much. I'd rather get my Shadow Knight some cooler stuff, because I super plan to get that Shadow Knight 60. This is just a little bit of a short break from the Shadow. You know, the Shadow Knight got through 54, got through 55, like, just taking a short break from that to play this wizard. But that was close, and it's gonna happen. Yeah, I need to get I need to start doing some bandaging. Sorry I had the stupid thing on the screen. I was trying to 2 times it here and there. Need to get bind wound up for sure. I need to bind since heading to a direction. Oh, I fell. Need to bind since heading to a direction, and then I need to go get bind wound. I need to get some bandages and start practicing bind wound. Alright, I fell, but no consequence for it. But yeah, down here, you could see like a green null here, a green null there. I think I cast out Keel's Radiation. That was stupid. But luckily I did that because there was a null. We would have got 2 when I only have 50% HP. So I just pull the 1 scrawny, which is way better. I take a seat. Put it back in 1. What do y'all want to see? I might put a poll out there, and I might put a poll out. Again, I do this ever so often for the P99ers, like, which one of my classes do you want to see? And last time, I forget what one. It was either Necro or Shadow Knight won last time. I think I said, like, do you want me to keep playing my Shadow Knight, or would you rather see Necro, Enchanter, Shaman? And y'all just said keep playing the Shadow Knight, I think. And then Necro got second. I'm thinking that's what y'all... We'll do another one, and I'll just say which class do you want me to play more of, you know? And we'll put Necro, Shadow Knight, Shaman, Enchanter, Wizard, or something like that. And if we have to leave one of those off, we'll leave off Shaman. So I'm really not... Even if Shaman won, I don't know if I would play it. I guess I would. I kind of am a man of the people on here. I go with the views. I try to anyway. If something gets a lot of views, I'll keep playing it. So if all of a sudden the wizard starts getting 1,000+ views a video, I would just play it over and over and over and over and over, because that just shows me that's what you all want to see. Problem is, I'll play Shadow Knight, Enchanter, Necro, Shaman, Wizard, and they all kind of like nothing really jumps to tell me what to do. Except for the Altaholic thing. I think that's a thing. Altaholic drama, talking about Project Quarm or the hero's journey. Those are the things that kind of jump for me. Dad camps, plant camps. Yeah, in Blackburrow here, how do I get to the snakes? Number one. How do I get to the snakes? I think, aren't the snakes level like 7 to 9? And I am level 9 right now. So, I think like I would like to do the snakes around when I hit 10, maybe? That way they're all blue. I don't have to deal with any evens, but, you know, as a duo, go into the snake pit, pull some snakes, get some snake fangs. Obviously, null fangs are better for experience, but I think snake fangs are better for plat. And I kind of want some plat right now. Like, a huge stack of null fangs would just level me way ahead of Trey, which wouldn't be horrible. It's just like, I almost want plat more than anything at the moment on this wizard, so I can get some stuff. Now this chick trying to, okay, you think, okay, so I don't know what level this girl is, but she's pulling that, which I feel like is ours, and I made sure it was blue, but I went ahead and blasted it and took it back from her, because I feel like that's our camp. Now, that's debatable, but we've been pulling that one. We pulled that one, we pulled that one, we pulled that one, and that probably would have been like the 4th time I would have pulled that one. So she just comes in here and shoots it with a bow and arrow, when she definitely saw us sitting right here. Like, unless she logged in somewhere else, like, down further. In my eyes, she was taking one of our spawns. Like, I feel like this camp right here, you get the 4 under the bridge, you get the ones on the walkway to the left, you get that one that she just pulled, and then you get the 2 in the corner. Like, anything further away, like, is fair game for anybody, but if I can almost see it from where I'm sitting, then it's ours. Like, if, I don't know, what do you guys consider this camp's spawns? Now, I know people are going to be like in the comments, like, oh, none of them, blah, 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 but if I had a full group right here, that would be our spawn, right? Anything on this walkway, right? So this guy, all the way, maybe even those up there. At least that guy. Okay, that one fell in the water, but then he somehow got back up, so now he's following me. But I think that entire walkway that I'm on right now, I think the bridge, everything under the bridge, I think the 2 in the corner, I think anything to the left of the bridge there, and then I think that one that she pulled is our camp. Anything else is fine. If you go through the door, if you're up closer to the surface, you're up closer to the surface, like those 2 scrawnies when you come through the door to head towards this camp, like, go ahead and take those. Like, if you go through that door right there where Weenie and Dill was casting wood, that's fair game. Anything further past that door, like, anything, if you go up the walkway, you can have those way up there. Anything that elite guard and further the other way, like, but, like, come on, man, that's like a stone's throw away from where we're sitting. Like, why are you trying to pull that? You know, you've seen us sitting here, I'm sure. And it's not, the person did not complain. It's like they were trying to sneak it. They were trying to sneakily pull it. And when I blasted it, they were like, yep, fair game. That was yours. That's how it felt to me. They didn't, like, send me a message and say, hey, why'd you steal my pull? They said nothing. They just kind of, like, accepted it and jogged away. Because they knew they were wrong. They tried to sneakily pull it with their bow. And they saw me, and they're like, oh, uh-oh, are they going to let me have it? And then, boom, I blasted it, and they're like, oh, okay, that's theirs. And they kind of just jogged off. I said probably got to go soon. We play for like another 45 minutes, so I don't know what I was talking about. Getting 2. Am I going to root 1? Am I going to do good? They're scrawny, so it should work out. I think the plan was, like, okay, so I had leveled. So, you know how it goes. When you're playing, and you've been playing for at least an hour, and you get your level, and you have less than an hour left, you kind of are like, that's a good time to stop playing. But what do you normally, if you're in a duo, what's the question, though? You're like, how close are you? Because if I get a level, I would like for him to get a level. So that's what I am, like, how close are you? And he was like, I think he said like 3 blues, which I don't do that. I don't have the UI where you can see like blues. I just do yellows. Like, so I think 3 blues away is like about a little bit over half a bub. So he only needed a little bit over half a bub. So I was down to like try to get that. But then y'all are going to see what happens, which makes it 45 minutes. And then I try again to get him his level. I try to again after that to get him his level. Oh, we got an extra. Kind of good, though. That was a good extra. It ran in as we were finishing the second scrawny knoll, so that was actually a good one. Well, I had this idea the other day. I know, like, for some reason nobody wants to see this, but I think it's like a good idea. So I was thinking, I always have this urge to like make myself group. Somebody asked that too. They were like, how come you're never in like a full group anywhere? And I pointed them towards my shaman and Carnor's castle because that was a full group situation. I used to trio a lot when Faceless One was around. He's too busy for us now, though. Faceless One, too busy getting rich and being a real boy. The heck, bro? You don't have time for us, man. You can't put aside 2 to 3 hours a week. How about every other week, man? But every other week, bro. We'll duo, and then every other week we'll trio. You can't spare 2 to 3 hours, F1. 2 to 3 hours every other week. Come on, bro. We need a trio. We need a trio. But yeah, I was thinking. I want to play a cleric, but I want to force myself to group on that cleric. And I've mentioned this before, like a grouping only cleric, and nobody ever thinks it's a good idea. Nobody's ever like, yeah, do that. That sounds awesome. But what I was thinking, maybe we duo. So that's the beginnings of a group. So I'm a cleric. So I'm a erudite cleric. I think he can't make. I think all of his character slots are full, so he can't make like a new character. But that'd be cool if like he could make a erudite, warrior or shadow knight. I don't know. Even though that's like a horrible combo. But I could be a cleric. He could be a warrior or something like that. Cleric paladin. I don't know. But then force myself to group with everybody I see. Like that would be the catch. Like if I'm playing that cleric, I have to pretty much anybody I see that's within 5 levels of me, where I would get experience. Like I'm not going to invite a level 60 or level 50 or something. But if let's say I'm level 10 cleric, I have to invite every like level 5 to 10 that I see and every 10 to 15 that I see. Within reason. Like if we have a level 5 and a level 15 runs by, like they're probably not going to get experience, so I can't do that. But within reason, like invite everybody I see. Like don't even talk to them, just invite them. Invite every person I see. That would be the video. That'd be like, so here's my cleric, which I already have an erudite cleric, which I know is probably not the best, but I don't really care what the best race is for certain classes. I just want to experience the starting zone and whatnot. That's why I got a human wizard, and I already did a dark elf necromancer and an Ixar shaman. Like I've already done like the ogre shadow knight, which I probably should have done troll. I could go back and do it again. I would probably do troll, but I wanted to do an ogre because I'd never done an ogre. So that was the start of it. The SK was the start. Well, actually, the shaman was the start of it. The dark elf necromancer, I chose my favorite race, which is dark elf. I think they look the coolest. They got the ultra vision. They're evil, but they're not like super evil. So you can still go to Grob, you can still go to Agak, you can still go to OT. The Dark Elves is my favorite race. What's your favorite race? Put it in the comments. What's your favorite race? Put it in the comments. I've probably asked what your favorite class is before. Probably asked several things. But what's your favorite race on this game? Do you like Dwarf because you want to do a barrel roll? I'm all over the place today, I know. But at least I'm finding things to talk about. Sometimes it's not easy. It's always easy for me. I don't know why, but I just think about stuff to talk about, and then I think of the next, and then I get off on another side quest talking about something else, and then I forget what I was talking about, and then I remember, and I talk about something else, and when I'm halfway through talking about one thing, I start talking about the other thing. But what's your favorite race? Mine's probably Dark Elf. Dark Elf number 1. Dark Elf number 1. If I couldn't pick Dark Elf, like, what would be my second favorite? Probably Troll? I'm an evil dude. I really like evil. I like evil. I think they look the coolest. Like, who wants to be a dwarf or a human or a halfling? Who wants to be those? Dwarf's not bad, but if you could be a dark elf or a troll or an ixar or ogre, I'd rather do that. The only bad part is like being super big and being, yeah, that's the only bad part, but so that's why I like dark elf. And for me, it's probably dark elf and then troll and then ixar. Those are probably my 3 favorites, and they're all evil. If I couldn't be evil, though, my favorite would probably be gnome. That's why I picked a gnome enchanter. Because I know, like, the gnome thing where you, like, peek through walls and dungeons, like, you can just do an illusion to do that, but I was like, I just wanted to be a gnome to experience Akanon and Steam Font and stuff, but I guess gnome. I like being tiny, but I don't like halfling. And the dwarf is kind of like, I don't know, I like gnome the best out of the tiny ones. And if I'm going to be a goody-good, I might as well be a little tiny guy. If I'm going to be evil, I might as well be a big ogre. And if I'm going to be good, I might as well be a little tiny guy. That's how I feel. I think human, you're playing wood elf, plain, high elf, nah. I guess erudite I kind of like. That used to be my favorite back in the day till I just discovered dark elf. Those kind of look cool. They can look cool for sure. They got the hood. The hood's cool. Maybe I'd be it'd be either erudite or, I know I changed the way I say it all the time. Erudite or gnome. Those are my 2 favorite goody-good races. But as far as overall, dark elf number 1 looks cool and got ultra vision and got hide. Number 2 troll, regen, big, cool looking. Number 3, probably Ixar, even though they're hated all over the place, which is annoying. They got regen, they got like forage, right? They got extra AC. They're lizards. They look cool. Don't say frog luck or bunny or whatever the hell. You know, we're talking about P99 here, not Baby's Journey or whatever. Boss Baby's Journey. Lego Journey. We're talking about P99. Some people like Wood Elf. They think that's cool. Some people like High Elf. Some people like Halfling. Halfling's funny looking. I think Dwarf and Halfling are kind of funny looking. Like if you're going for a funny. If you're trying to make a funny. I think Halfling or Dwarf is the way to go. You can do barrel rolls. You can be a woman with a beard. You might as well go all in, though. If you're going to be Dwarf, you might as well be a woman with a beard doing a barrel roll. Right? Right? If you're going to be a halfling, you might as well have the hairiest everything. Be a little bush. Be a little bush boy. If you're gonna be a halfling, you might as well be a little bush boy. Like, I don't know, I'm thinking of a character in my head that's just like eyeballs and then a poof of hair. Might as well be that. Like a little stink cloud. Name your character. Somebody make a halfling and name yourself Stink Cloud. Little Stink Cloud. Little Stinky. Little Stinky Butt. There's a person named Dirty Butt on here. Did you know that? But what's your favorite race? That's my question. And then I was talking about the cleric. So see, I don't forget, but I probably did forget. So the cleric would invite everybody they see all the time until they have a full group. I'm not allowed to not invite people. Like, I have to invite everybody. I have to invite everybody, and then that's the challenge, because you could get, like, a horrible person, but you have to... I'm not allowed to kick anybody out. The only reason I'm allowed to kick somebody out of a group is if they're not getting experience or something. Like, if... You know what I mean? So if I have a level 5 and I invite... Let's say I'm a level 10 cleric. I invite Trey. Trey's level 10. So we have me and him. We're both level 10. And then a level 15 runs by, and I invite them. And they're like, okay, we got to go here because I can't get experience right here. So we just follow them. We do whatever they say. And then we see like a level 5 running by. And I invite them because I have to. Because they're within 5 levels of me. But then we start fighting and they're not getting experience. That'd be the only time I'm allowed to... Because they would just want to leave anyway. It wouldn't be up to me. They would just leave. I should probably just, like, invite them anyway. And then if they keep staying, they keep staying. If they don't, they don't. Like, be up to them to leave the group. Like, that might be funny. But yeah, that would be the challenge, I guess. Force myself to group. With the ultimate goal being, I guess, raiding on a cleric, like... Just grouping the whole way through. I would try to sit in certain zones. Like, I would start in what's the freaking zone called for erudites where you fight? Toxilia, is that it? Start there, and then I'd probably get on the boat. I don't know. If there's any little dungeons over there, I might try them out, because I don't think I've ever... What's the Warrens? Where the hell is that? Somebody asked me to join a Warrens group the other day on my wizard, and I don't even know where that is. I really need to go check it out. I should have joined it. I should have forced myself to do that. But I would on my cleric. Probably should on this wizard, too. We can make the wizard that. Would you guys be excited about that? If you guys are excited about something, please tell me in the comments. If I'm spitballing ideas here and you think it's a really good idea, let me know. Like, maybe we do that on the wizard. I just invite everybody I see. Like, I would have had to invite Weenie and Dill. I would have had to invited that person that shot my knoll with the bow. I would have had, if somebody asked me to join their group, I have to join it. So if somebody asked me to join a Warren's group, I would have recorded that, joined it. So what do y'all think about that? I was thinking to do a cleric, that way I just have to heal. And, you know, a cleric is wanted in every group. So people are more likely to join a cleric than, like, a wizard. So that's why I was thinking cleric. Plus, I kind of want to, like, you know, I had that dwarf priest on WoW. I kind of do want to reserve one of my slots for a cleric one day. I got my wizard here. It's going to be my teleporter. And then eventually I'm going to have a cleric. This might be a bad situation. We rooted him on the bridge. I only got 40% HP. Something's hitting me. We got 3, I guess? I didn't even notice. Okay, get that crap off the screen. Something's hitting me. I don't think I noticed. Look. Something's hitting me. Where's it hitting me from? You know what I mean? I think this is where we die. Isn't this stupid? Where was that thing hitting me from? Something's hitting me. This is bullcrap. Did y'all see that? So if we die here, then that was some bullcrap. And I want to show Trey, this is where we die. You know? Where did that come from? Why was I getting hit? It seems like the same exact situation Trying to get a shock of fire to finish that null off, I think. Or I'm kind of just like the same situation as last time, y'all. But that breaks. Trey doesn't probably get the snare off this time or something. I don't have enough to root. I said I'm dead. He tried it. Oh, he tried it. It didn't work that time, though. Last time it worked. But did you see that crap? That was bull crap. Like, what was hitting me? Let's do a John Madden replay. I just want to show Trey. Like, we shouldn't have died here. We should not have died here. What was hitting me? Okay, we'll take another look. I pulled this. Let's watch the whole thing. Let's watch me go out and everything. Okay. Let's do the John Madden replay here. I got about 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes of footage, so I should be okay. Okay, this spawned. Did I see that? Okay, I might have went back too far. He only needs 1.5 blue, too. Like, if we wouldn't have died... Oh, yeah, Mrs. Sinny was home when I was playing. Okay, the other Scrawny, that's fine. This wasn't the fight. I gotta see this, like... Because I was getting hit from where? From nothing. Like, what was I getting hit by? That was stupid. I shouldn't have died there. And if I wasn't getting randomly hit by a knoll, I wouldn't have had such low health. I probably wouldn't have died, and I probably would have got that root off, and then we would have survived again, like the last time. Let's put it in 2 times until we get to the right spot, because we already saw this. Hopefully recording is going well. Looks like everything is fine. Wish it was a little brighter, but other than that, looks good. Alright, no. Dang it. Okay, so I just run out there. Nothing's under the bridge, right? I pull it from the corner. Okay, so it's throwing something. They can throw stuff. They can throw stuff. I remember that, but... Okay, this isn't the fight either. Okay, let's 2 times speed it then. Too busy talking about the grouping thing. I'm halfway through 7. I want to John Madden replay this death, because that was weird. Okay, I run out here. There is one there. There's one there. Let's keep that in mind. Okay, there's one. One. Is this the situation? Yep, one pops, of course, and it runs straight at me, which usually doesn't happen. So that was not... That was an honest mistake. And I get the root off. I mean, I'm going out there with 40% HP. That's the problem. Okay, I bet you this guy's still throwing crap at me. That's probably the problem. So that's not... I should have went around the corner. He's probably still throwing crap at me, huh? Even though there's no animation or anything, he's probably throwing crap at me. That's stupid, man. I wish I would have ran... Next time I'll go around the corner if I have that low of health. I'm wondering where I'm getting hit from. I thought it was coming from the floor or something. I'm still just standing here like an idiot. Okay, now I went around the corner, so I stopped getting hit. So yeah, it's definitely throwing crap at me. Alright. I root a little bit too late. I get it off. You know, it's not going to hold too long. Like, that low-level root is like 30 seconds if you're lucky, right? Yeah. So that was my bad. I suck. But you saw, I was pulling the one knoll. The other knoll popped right as the spell hit. There's nothing I could do about that. I feel like usually when something spawns, it takes like 5 seconds for it to be aware of its surroundings. I don't know why it ran straight at me. So I cast the spell to pull the solo that's by itself under the bridge. The spell hits as the other one's spawning. The one that spawns immediately aware of its surrounding as soon as it's born, not a millisecond later, runs right at me as soon as it spawns. Because it sees me hit its buddy with the spell. Okay, I'm definitely 2 times in this, because I'm going to be corpse recovery. Trey died too, pretty sure. Yep, there he is. So that sucks. Alright, so it wasn't as cheap of a death as I thought it was, but it's still kind of cheap. I hit the one with the spell, the other one spawns, immediately aware of its surroundings, runs to me, the spell hits right as it's spawning, it immediately, as soon as it's born into this world, knows exactly what it's doing and runs straight at me with the other one. I rooted on the bridge, which was fine, but then I stay in range of it and in view of it as it's throwing. I forget that they can throw stupid crap. Like, what do they have? Bow and arrow? Like, it doesn't make any kind of animation. If it was making an animation of it throwing something or it shooting something, I would have realized sooner. I should have known just from playing, like, that they do that, but unfortunately, there's no animation of them throwing or shooting something. So, I was busy, like, taking stock of the situation and wondering, like, where I was getting hit from, to realize that it was the one on the bridge throwing crap at me. So I just stand there like an idiot, letting this thing throw crap at me when I have like 30% HP. It knocks me down to like 20% by throwing crap at me. The root breaks, it runs at me, hits me a couple of times. I get it rooted, now I'm under 20%, and yeah, it goes bad from there. Trace tries the snare again to pull it off me like the last time, but this time it doesn't work. So, I don't know, y'all. Feels kind of cheap to me, a cheap death. The one null being immediately aware enough to join in the other one as it gets hit by a spell was a little bit cheap. And then the fact that this time his snare didn't pull aggro, but last time it did, in the same exact situation. Why is that a thing? So two kind of cheap things. And then the animation. There's no animation for them throwing or shooting. Like, come on. If the one mob wasn't immediately aware, like, I swear, like, I've seen on my Necro, on my Shadow Knight, there's been other situations in deeper dungeons on higher level mobs where I would be pulling something else would spawn, but it would take like 5 seconds for it to have an aggro radius. Like, it doesn't immediately run after you as soon as it spawns, you know? It takes a second. You ever been sitting somewhere and something spawns and it doesn't attack you right away? It takes like 5 seconds and then it starts beating your face in for sitting next to it. I mean, that's not exactly the same, but it's similar. It's so annoying. Then the fact that there's no animation for it throwing or shooting. That was the other thing, so I didn't know what was hitting me. And then the fact that he snared the same way he did the last time, and he got aggro the first time, but how come the second time he didn't? I didn't have less health. Situation was exactly the same. Like, maybe the fact that I rooted it twice, I had more aggro? I don't know. It all seemed kind of like a cheap death, but it's all my fault because I went out there with 40% HP, which I shouldn't have done. And then I pulled something as something else was popping, which I shouldn't have done. And then I was just standing there letting it throw stuff at me, which I shouldn't have done. If I hadn't have done one of those things, we would have been fine. Alright, so we're running back, and the problem now is we got to go all the way down there to get our corpses, and we have no gear. And so he had no bone chips. So on the way, we killed some decaying skeletons to get some bone chips. So now he has enough bone chips for a pet at least. Excuse me. There's the chick that tried to steal the knoll from me, and now she gets to see us naked. Unfortunate. Alright, so now we gotta fight our way down. I'll put it... I don't think it's like too crazy. But it does get crazier. We try to make up for that death, and yeah. So I need to just be more careful on this wizard, I think. I can't be pulling at 40% HP. I think from now on my rule is gonna be I'm not going out to pull unless, even if it's a solo pull, because something could join in or spawn as I'm pulling. So especially at this level, before I get some rings and earrings and rings and stuff, like, I gotta wait until I'm at least over 50% HP to pull. Because even like 60% is a problem sometimes. So yeah, that's my idea, y'all. Should I do that on this wizard? I mean, if you guys go crazy about it and you're like, yeah, do it, that sounds really cool, let's do it. I'd have to talk to Trey about it because, either way, whether we do it on a wizard or a cleric, if I'm gonna duo, I can't just like, hey, dude, I'm gonna invite everybody we see. He might not be cool with that. But it might be interesting. It could lead to some interesting videos and some interesting situations. All right, we're just chilling, so I'm going to do 2 times again. I think we're kind of deciding what we're going to do. All right, he's back to a half above, dang it. So he was at half above, and then we got him to 1.5, and then we died, so we lost a blue. I said, guess we better just go. I tried, man. I tried to get your level. And I still think that death was cheap. I think that was cheap. I don't think it was entirely me just... you saw. I pulled. Something spawned as I was pulling. I wasn't just pulling 2 with freaking... I didn't pull 2 gnolls with 40% HP. I'm not that stupid. I didn't do it on purpose. Alright, so here comes the capper. Here comes the capper. But we're outside. We're thinking about, stopping for the day. Cutting our losses, basically. Like, all right, we still made some progress. We got Null Fangs. I got my level. He got, it was a net positive either way. And then I'm like, what about these watchers out here? There's 2 watchers. They're going to be blue right now. Like, they're 6-minute spawns. What if we just sit here on these 2 watchers and try to get at least his blue bubble back? So he's back where he was, make up for the death. So as we're leaving, I get the bright idea. Let's kill these 2 watchers, 2 static spawns. We just take it. 6 minutes. Every 3 minutes we kill one until we get that back. If we happen to see like a bear or a bat or another gnoll or something, we could pull it too. So I thought it was a really good idea. And it would have been a good idea if not for him being an Ixar. Can you guess what happens? Put it in the comments. Because I don't die, he dies. And it's because he's an Ixar. So what do you think happens? So he's summoning a pet. We're chilling on this hill right here. We're gonna kill the 2 watchers. I think it was a good idea. I think it was a good idea. I think it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a good idea at the time. So I'm gonna pull with root. So the other one will come, but the first one will stay standing there. But a no watcher, it's blue. They're blue, they're not even, they're not yellow, they're not green yet. I think they green at like level 8. They're not like crazy. They're not. So it's like easy kills, 2 static spawns, 6 minutes. Like, I thought it was a good idea. Null Fangs. We're not inside where wild stuff can happen. But turns out inside Blackburrow is safer for him than outside of it. Okay, a Null Scout jumps in. It's blue as the Watcher. But this was all working out, like, right now. Like, the Watcher, we wanted to break it anyway. We wanted to make it stay there for a minute anyway. So killing the Scout in between is like a good thing. So I just keep it rooted. I'll let him finish off the Scout. We got a couple of kills. We're starting to break this camp. It's going to be nice. It's going to be chill. We're going to just do it as long as we can. Get back the experience from dying and then call it a day. Maybe even get his level. Maybe. That was the plan. That was the plan, Stan. But you know how the plans go on EverQuest. You got to keep your head on a swivel. I'm just going to keep it rooted. We're going to break it. We're going to let it stand there for a minute. That way we don't have to deal with 2 the next time. We can just casually finish off our session with some Null Watchers every 6 minutes, 2 of them. Make a kill every 3 minutes. Alright, I told him he can go ahead and kill it if he wants, because it's been a minute. If he's got mana. Kind of dark out, another thing. Like, this unexpected. Kind of dark out here, you notice that? It's kind of dark. His pet's pretty low level. You know, he's level 7 or something like that, level 6, 7. Why is it always that, y'all? I didn't say it on purpose. So his pet's like probably level 4 or 5. I was telling him about the Haunted Ruins. We ended up doing that next time, so that's the next video you're going to see is the Haunted Ruins, which went super smooth and awesome. Which usually is what I try to do. So if we have a bad... Which this wasn't a bad session. We had a net positive, which at this level, with no gear, like we still did really good. And then I ended up getting a whole level off of Null Fangs and everything, so this was a decent sesh, even though we die a couple of times. But if that happens one weekend, then the next weekend I'm looking for something super safe and making sure we're not dying and that we're definitely getting positive progress. So that's what happens. The next video you're going to see is probably the level 8 wizard doing Haunted Ruins, dinging level 9. Or whatever. I might ding 8. Or no, I ding 8 off of Null Fang, so you don't get to see the ding to 8. But I ding 9 at the Haunted Ruins. So I might do the Ruins until 10, and then maybe Snakes after 10. I was making sure both the Watchers were blue, because I think he's a level ahead of me or something, maybe? I can't remember. Maybe he's the same level as me here. So while we're waiting on the Watchers, I'm just looking around a little bit. I got 60% mana and full HP. Trying to get his experience back. So I'm pulling a large bat. You can see nothing. Like, I'm pretty much looking 360 degrees. I don't see anything other than this large bat that would... So nothing really was a threat to us at the moment. Killing a large bat. Don't really see anything, you know, it's dark out. Just waiting for it to happen. Like, I don't know when it happens. Because it really doesn't involve me. Kind of just sitting looking at the Watchers, where the Watchers spawn. Trey is more like kind of looking around. Because he has to. There is a guard that comes to the... I think he knows about the guard, right? So there is one guard that kind of walks up to Blackburrow and then walks away. But he doesn't really come to this hill. So now I'm about to pull a Knoll, maybe. Looking around, trying to find some blues, trying to get some experience, trying to get that death back. Put it in 2 times. I really got to finish up here. All right, pulling a Knoll. Might be green even. I think it was blue, actually. Any Knoll kill is going to be good. Null Fang potential. Experience potential. I'm halfway through 7. Just beating up a Knoll. Can't really see anything around me. I had to rewatch this and just know, like, okay, on that first fight. Oh, another Knoll attacks us. We kill that one, get experience. This one's green, but hey. It's cool to see, like, that first really close fight. The way that we saved each other. Especially Trey saving the whole group and then me saving the group. Like, that was cool. And then the fight where we died, just seeing, like, why. And, you know, it could have been prevented probably, but it was kind of cheap in the same breath. And then looking at this, like, look how dark it is. Like, I want to see if I see it coming from far away and I just don't think about it, or if it just springs on us when it happens. So we're waiting for the Watchers. Putting it in 2 times. I know I'm going to have to go to, like, 1 soon, pretty soon, though, so... There's a large bat. There's a null watcher. Okay, pulling the one. Gotta hurry up and pull it, because we don't want two. It'll be more chill if we're killing one at a time. We're just trying to get... Okay, a brown bear joins in, which wouldn't be normally too bad. I got lots of HP, lots of mana. I'm chasing down this watcher. He snares it. Okay, now he's fighting a bear. I finish off the watcher. It's got a nice staff. I think that's the staff I end up using, maybe? Or, I don't know. Right now, a brown bear. Still don't really see anything coming. Looking around, it is dark, though. This footage is brightened up a little bit, so it's actually even darker. Like, as I was playing, it was probably... Even though, like, the game does look brighter than it shows up on YouTube, but then you have the... I enhanced this footage, so it's probably, like, technically, as I was playing, it's probably, like, slightly darker than it looks. Trying to give us all the excuses I can. Because I don't think he was very happy after this. You know, dying... You can get over, like, dying once, but dying twice back-to-back is kind of annoying. Especially when you're, like, way far away from home and, like, you're already wondering, like, how you're gonna sell or get your spells or why, like, everybody hates you everywhere you go and everything like that. Like, it's probably already in the back of your head, but... Another null there. Okay. I didn't even get two. Just killing gnolls, getting null fangs, killing the watchers, killing wildlife. I thought it was gonna be chill. Get that death back. But yeah, what do y'all think about the wizard either inviting everybody they see, or me playing a cleric inviting everybody I see? And like then sitting the cleric in certain zones too. Like eventually I would maybe sit in Blackburrow and then maybe go sit in... There is a dude right there. Okay, so I could have said something. I saw that, but I don't know if I saw it in real time. I don't know if that's the guy anyway. Look out where he's going. He's going way over there. Oh, wait. Oh, no, this is the guy. And Trey runs, dude. He runs. Watch. He's running. The dude roots him. What a jerk. There's nothing I can do here. Like, I could have fought the bat, maybe. But he was dead before I got to the bat. Like, that dude popped out of nowhere. And that was kind of bullcrap, you know? You see the one guy, we're kind of, like, paying attention looking that way, because the one NPC is walking up to Blackburrow and then walking away, so we're, like, think we're paying attention. Then this guy comes from the other freaking way. That was bullcrap. But I thought that was a good idea. I guess it's not a good idea. We gotta be in Blackburrow, so or by the Haunted Ruins. There was no NPCs over there. So just some advice to any Ixars out there, maybe even Dark Elves or Trolls, Ogres. If you come over this way, outside of Blackburrow is not sweet. It's not sweet. It's a good spot for everybody else if you're a goody-good. It's a great spot. It's a good spot. It's a great spot. That's a good spot. That's what I tell my dog when he's about to take a dump. Like, that's a good spot. That's a good spot, you know? If he's under a bush or in the woods. Otherwise, he's pooping right in front of somebody's window or somebody's like, oh, look at that cute dog. Then he takes a dump. But, you know, when he's under a bush or in the woods, I'm like, that's a good spot. Normally, that's a good spot if you're a goody-good human or something. But if you're Ixar, Troll, Ogre, Dark Elf, outside of Blackburrow is not sweet. You're going to get smoked by an NPC. Probably. But I'm going to call it there. He died. I still think it was a net positive for the both of us. But especially me because of the Null Fangs. I got to 8.5 and we started at like 2 bubs and 7. Putrid Skeleton trying to kill me though. I end up surviving. It's all good. I was asking him what his other class race combo was, just in case, like, hey, maybe it's better for this area, but I think it's like a Dark Elf, so be the same problem, most likely. I think Necro is better with the Wizard anyway. We have like always have a pet, and he can kind of life tap and do shenanigans with mana and HP. So I think the Necro is a better combo with the Wizard anyway. But I was just saying, like, what's your other thing close to this level? Because we just died back to back. I guess I'll cut it after this putrid skeleton. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Get about channel comment below, and I'll see y'all next time. If you're not subscribed and you made it this far, what the heck are you waiting for? You know, I put out videos every single Wednesday on P99. I also do Thursday and Sunday sometimes. I've been doing Thursday quite a bit lately, and I'm trying to get back to Sundays. There's a whole playlist. I was talking about this earlier, and I probably went off on another tangent or rant or ramble, but I have a whole playlist of just my Necro going from 1 to 60. I have a whole playlist of the Shaman going from 1 to 54, the Ixar Shaman. So Dark Elf Necromancer, 1 to 60, whole playlist with tons of content, like dad camps, plat camps, you know, all kinds of stuff. Shaman, 1 to 54, Ixar, Kunark, dungeons, exploring Kunark, exploring Valius, going into Mines of Nurga, and just all the weird dungeons in Kunark. And then the Shadow Knight, I have a whole playlist. 1 to 56, Ogre Shadow Knight. We got the Gnome Enchanter, 1 to 43, 44, all on a playlist. And then we have a little bit of like real low level characters that have a few videos as well. There's a Bard, Flute Man. There's this Wizard, Aftermath. There's a Cleric, forget her name, Gemma. So please check them out, run them up, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. What's your favorite race in this game, and what do you think about the idea of just inviting everybody I see and I have to, either on a Cleric or the Wizard? And yeah, how to play the Wizard. What about the snakes and Blackburrow? Where's the Warrens? What about Kanos Aqueducts? You know? Give me some more information. Where should we head in Blackburrow? The snakes? You know? Where should we go? Should we do the Haunted Ruin some more? What's the Warrens? Kanos Aqueducts, huh? You know, put it in the comments. And I'll see y'all next time. RIP Trey there, but you know, we do better next time. And I think it was a net positive. I'm almost 3 bubs in. And I get a whole freaking level off of Null Fangs. So, anyway, I'll see y'all. Subscribe. Come on, 8.5. Let's go. Peace.